fun startup experience, growing
People,
improvement, knowledge, ideas, teamwork,
motivation.
fulfillment.
Hello, hello! Welcome to the demo day of Futurepreneurs 2020.
Good morning! We are turning in from special studio at Rocket, home of fintech and sustainable innovation. My name is Jekaterina Bitus, and I can proudly say that this is my home where we enjoying networking with fintech and startup community. And today I'm so happy to be with you, Julija Maslinskaitė, the heart and soul of the Futurepreneurs. And usually this auditorium is full of like-minded people, but we are alone in the venue, but definitely don't feel lonely, because I start feeling the online presence. You too, I believe. So could you tell us more about Futurepreneurs?
Sure. Futurepreneurs is sustainability pre-acceleration program organized by Sunrise Valley Science Technology Park since 2017. Since then, we received more than 1,200 applications and trained more than 500 people on how to start a sustainable business. Of course, this wouldn't be possible without our sponsors and partners. So, on behalf of all of us at Sunrise Valley Science and Technology Park, I would like to thank the main partner of Futurepreneurs 2020, Swedbank, for trusting in us, Rocket for hosting our workshops and this amazing demo day in here, and of course, all our partners for their help and contribution in growing sustainable businesses.
We have Laima Kaušpėdienė, CEO of Sunrise Valley Science and Technology Park. So she wants to send her warm wishes to all of you. So, hi Laima.
Hello.
How are you? How do you feel about the new format of the demo day?
Well, this is our fourth year of running Futurepreneurs, and this is the first time when we are doing it remotely. This year, in the middle of a program, we had to switch to online mode, and today we do not have live pitches. We cannot meet the teams, but still, this is a new digital reality. This is a new norm, and it also brings a lot of opportunities. Going online allows us to meet new people, to reach them around the globe, and that is great.
Great to hear. What would you like to tell to the participants today?
Well, I want to congratulate all the participants that made it to the finals, that were not scared of the crisis that shook all the world. And I hope that these 3 months of the program were inspiring for you, that you learned a lot, that you made good networking and teamwork despite of this remote communication. And I was mentoring a couple of teams, and I must say I was impressed by the maturity of their ideas and the impact that they are willing to make. And today, we all are very looking forward to hear all the pitches and to get to know how you will impress the jury. And here I want to encourage each and every of you. This is your chance, and it doesn't matter if you will be the winner or you will be not, because for Futurepreneurs, most importantly, is your passion to create sustainable solutions. Just like Job said, only the ones who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do. So Futurepreneurs, I want to wish you all the best of luck in creating the future, our future, in a most sustainable way.
Thank you, Laima. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We will very soon connect to our jury members, but before that, Julija, could you please tell us how the day will go today? What is the schedule, agenda?
Yeah, so today we will hear presentations from 9 teams. Each team have recorded their pitches beforehand, so we will see their videos. And after each presentation, we will connect to the team representatives and jury members. They will then have a Q&A session. And after the last presentation, the jury will be deciding the winners, while we will be enjoying a live concert in here. So after the musical break, we will have an award ceremony here on this stage with CEO of Swedbank, Dovilė Grigienė.
Sounds great. And jury members will choose the best team based on the 5 criteria: solution, feasibility, competitive advantage, impact on sustainability, and overall pitch. So while talking about the jury, let's introduce them.
Yeah, so this year, jury consists of 5 experts within the field of entrepreneurship and sustainability. And we are very lucky to have an international panel with different backgrounds. So, do we have our jury on call? I see that we do.
Hello, dear jury members. Please shortly introduce yourselves. Tell us where you are. So let's start with Rita.
Good.
Hello. Yes, we can hear you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. I'm a Canadian-Lithuanian by background. I moved to Lithuania about 20 years ago, and I am now a board member and co-founder of Litban. It's an organization that brings together business angels, not only from Lithuania, but we connect across Europe and across the world with various different business angel networks. So Lithuanian Business Angel Network is the organization that I am with, and I guess I represent today here. Thank you.
Thank you, Rita. Up next, Jūratė. Welcome. Do you hear us, Jūratė? Maybe there are some problems. Maybe let's turn to Joseph. Hello? It seems something happens with the jury members. Greta, maybe you can hear us. Maybe you can respond. Hello? That happens, I believe.
Yeah,
with
jury members are starting to work.
These things happen. So maybe someone can give us a sign when it's fixed and we can continue.
Please, we want to talk with you.
Well, we can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah, please do.
Okay, so good morning. My name is Yossi Shavit. Hi from Israel. I am the director of the Benji Center. It's the first entrepreneurship center in an academic institution in Israel. I am also leading a few acceleration programs, all focused on entrepreneurial education for students and entrepreneurs from the ecosystem. I was asked to bring something that present our country, and I thought that in this case, I should talk a little bit about the Startup Nation. You probably know that Israel is also known as the Startup Nation. It's a wonderful innovation hub. We have more than 20,000 startups in Israel, and some of them were created here at the Benji's Center in Ben Gurion University. It's one of the leading universities in Israel. And the reason why we called the Startup Nation is because of the book. This is the book cover of the Startup Nation. And this is something that represents us and we're all proud of. And thank you very much for the opportunity of taking part in this wonderful initiative. And please, all the entrepreneurs, feel free to contact us if you need our help in the Startup Nation. Good luck to all the teams.
Thank you so much. Best of luck today. So maybe Kun, can you speak? Can you speak? Hello?
Yes, hello.
Yeah, welcome. Yes,
Hello.
who you do?
Thank you very much. It's very nice to be part of this demo day, and wishing you all the good luck. I'm from Netherlands, and I'm involved in Futurepreneurs since the beginning. Proud to be a partner of it. In Netherlands, I'm an impact entrepreneur, involved in several companies, startups, focusing on circular plastics and renewable energy, solar floating projects, and also board member of an international company for 100% bio-based solutions in chemical, and involved also with a lot of international companies who wants to go to circular, sustainable business model to create, to support. So I'm happy to hear the pitches, and I'm very curious to know the impact entrepreneurs. Good luck, everyone.
That's great. Thank you so much. So Greta, can you be next?
Sure. Thank you.
Hi.
Good morning, everyone. I'm actually contacting you from Lithuania. Usually I would be in the Rocket Vilnius space, but I'm contacting you from the home base. So I'm the CEO and co-founder of Catalyst Ventures, and we are a hybrid accelerator and fund focused on triple top-line ventures. And that means exactly the sustainability angle, positive social, environmental, and financial impact is very important to us. So this is an event that we're always very much looking forward to because many startups are working in the areas that are exactly important to us. So very excited to see what's going to happen today.
Thank you. We're excited as well. Jūratė, good morning one more time. Let's try it out.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am Julija and I'm representing Swedbank. I work in the banking business for 15 years now, and for 3 years I'm leading Institute of Finances in Lithuania, and our main task is to understand what's going on in society, what kind of new ideas are there, what kind of troubles people facing, and of course help them with the expertise and the knowledge and all education programs that we have and run. So I just wanted to wish good luck and say I'm already impressed with the pitches I viewed online before the meeting today, and looking forward.
Thank you. Good luck. Good luck to all of us.
Yeah, it's great to have you all here. It's very fun to see and hear you, even virtually. And now, let's get to work. Jury, after each presentation, we will connect you with a team representative. You will then have a total of 3 minutes to ask whatever you want. Please raise your hand on screen so your colleagues will know that you want to ask. And we will tell you when the time will be over.
Without further hesitation, let's jump straight to the pitches. Let's give warm home applause for our first team, Alertis.
Hello, my name is Yeva, and I'm very excited to represent our Alertis team today and to share with you why we believe that energy is more than just a sector. Currently controlled by few large players, energy sector lacks flexibility, transparency, imposes extra cost on a consumer who plays very insignificant and passive role in the market, with only one duty: to pay the bills. The energy that is so vital to our daily lives comes from dirty energy sources, in this way polluting our environment and harming us. However, this is set to change as the electricity sector is decentralizing, and therefore to bring this change we're creating digital renewable energy marketplace that will allow diverse market players to connect with one another and sell or buy their electricity directly. To really empower our customers, we are creating an AI-driven behavioral design strategy that will allow better customer engagement, foster community building, and allow users to make conscious decisions in terms of their energy needs. By taking control of their energy, producers and consumers will be able to obtain financial benefits and cut their carbon emissions. So our platform is available to anyone, but we identify our ideal customer profile as young families living in a house with increasing electricity needs, and of course they care for the environment. We aim to expand all around Europe, but our first stop is Lithuania, which is a serviceable available market. Yet, wind and solar currently can only cater for 104,000 households and 8,500 enterprises in Lithuania. However, this is set to change as the market is growing significantly. It's set to grow by 150% over the next decade, and it won't stop there as the EU is pushing for green energy transition. So energy for us is more than just a sector, it's a connector, and that's what differentiates us from our competitors. We provide local 100% green energy available to anyone, from one-bedroom flat to a large factory. We also allow decision making in terms of price and plan flexibility, and we can optimize the best plan for the customers automatically based on their energy data. We're also the only ones aiming to empower small market players and to incorporate substantial AI social strategy. Our business model is based on a 4% commission on every transaction that comes from buyer. And it's very important to note that we're acting as a connector between a seller and a buyer. We take care of the accounting, but the electricity still flows through a distribution system operator, which is ESO in Lithuania. We plan to start operating in 2021 January, and our financials are based on starting that point. In over 2 years, we plan to obtain around 3% of the total market. And the cost on households and enterprises is based on average consumption and 4% commission. Our cost mainly constitutes of technology and marketing. Initial funding that we require is 50,000 in order to develop software, test it, and prepare research to bring our product to the market. So, the impact for 3% of Lithuania's total market could be 1.5 million euros saved every year by consumers, 82,000 tons of CO2 cut, which would take more than 4 million trees to absorb annually. And not only looking into technology, but incorporating the social aspect. That's where the real energy transformation is happening, by shifting the perception of the people that use that energy every day. We're an ambitious team of 8 people from different backgrounds, and we gain support from energy expert for the United Nations, Dr. Romana Savickas, and we're very happy that we've been selected as one of the European Energy Data Access pilots hosted by Estonian distribution system operator, and this will allow us to gain access to data among 8 countries and test our proof of concept and prepare for next stages of our product development.
Great pitch. Do we have Darius? Hello, Darius. How are you?
Yes, I'm great. Thank you. How are you?
Nice. It's good. Very exciting. It's not just a sector, it's a connector. I liked it so much. It seems that you gained great skills during the program. Have you enjoyed it? Would you repeat the journey again?
Yes, of course. It was great. It was good because we have a really great team, from lots of different, aspects. So it was a fantastic journey, and I think we will continue this journey.
Great, glad to hear. So are you ready for jury questions?
Totally, yeah.
Okay, so Nobel jury, the stage is yours. Please start. Who has questions?
Maybe I'll start then, if I could. This is Rita, and I just wanted to congratulate you on an excellent presentation and a very diverse team. It looks absolutely wonderful. I'm actually surprised to see so many women on your team, and they come with very impressive backgrounds. I'm interested in your funding. You're asking for 50,000. That's not going to bring you to a very long runway, is it? So what do you expect to use the money for, and how long do you think that it will last?
So first of all, 50,000 is for about our research for testing. Our idea to aim, as much as more like a market research, testing, software development. One of our keys to make a microgrid for our solution. And I think 50,000 for us will be enough for maybe in a half year.
So am I correct then, half a year brings you to January 2021, and that's when you expect to launch in the market?
Yeah, you're correct.
Will you have enough money to launch in January, or will you need to raise money before January again?
I think we should raise, but maybe we can, make some steps, but maybe we could need to be a bit more money. But for this, period, 50,000, I think will be enough.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Next question, please.
Yeah, it's good. It was a great presentation and great concept. I think will be a good contribution to the Lithuanian energy market. I have two questions I'm interested about, just to understand how your model works. First about the green energy, and second about the customers. Yeah. How do you create that there will be more green energy in the system? I think you use a mass balance with European green energy. And secondly, the customers, how do they you say you get a saving in energy cost. How does that work in your model?
Yeah, so talk about energy. So now, like it's energy stagnating, it's like a monopolized, oligopolized. But our aim that, more and more green energy are coming to the market, talking about prosumers, like a small developers, and we are not have a chance, how to say, go straight to the market, So our idea, to involve them in an open market, like in a that we could have a chance, to be like a market players, and then to play in this all market. Yeah, and our question is about the price. Yeah, our idea, it's to take 4% commissions. These commissions it will be because of maintain our price and it's still competitive and allows to maximize revenue. So why it is why 4%. But our idea and our solution is totally automated, with AI included. So we have a really good chance to reduce the price, competing with our competitors.
I have another question. If
Yeah.
Well, as you said before, and as one of the questions was presented about your investment, you haven't asked for a lot of money, and maybe because the fact that it's not so expensive to create this kind of solution. So if you come up with this solution, and I'm pretty sure that there are other solutions similar to the things that you are presenting right now, you will have a lot of competitors in the near future. If you come up with a great idea and you make some money, competitors will come. Have you thought about entrance and exit barriers?
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question a bit?
As part of your model, okay.
Yeah.
Have you thought about entrance and exit barriers that will make it a bit harder for your competitor to enter the market, or for your clients to leave you and go to other competitors?
Yeah, you've thought about that. What about entering the market barriers? There are some legal barriers, but we are about to change. Talking about EU clean energy package, and we think like there are lots of big players, yeah, because this is like a retail market, and it could make some conscious for us too, to go in this market. But energy market is becoming more and more liberalized, and open it. So talking about all EU regulations, clean energy packets, I think we could solve all these issues, and we can, attract the customers. Because how we're gonna attract the customers? We'd like to show that, the energy is not like, as we mentioned, as a sector, it's a connector, we all need energy. It's like in a social aspect, and this is how we're gonna attract our clients, showing, that it's not came from a God, the energy. You cannot just push a socket and open it, but we would like to educate people, and one of the aspect maybe, to show the people that they can even, people are now donating some kind of food, money, even in the future by our platform can donate an energy, for like a hospital, social institutions and so on. So our strongest position is like we are showing that from the social behavior, and like a community aspect.
Thank you, Julian. This was the last question. And thank you, Darius, for your answers. It was very nice to see you here. And now,
thank you.
Let's have a next team on stage, or should I say on screen. What to eat?
What to eat? This is the one question we keep asking ourselves every day, and we are not prepared for the answer. Imagine, you have been on quarantine for more than 2 months now. You have been working from home, but also cooking every day. It's been a tough day at work, and you need to make something for your dinner. What do you have in your fridge? Some chicken from yesterday, some cheese, salad, maybe some buckwheat somewhere. What are you gonna do eventually? You're gonna order something online. What happens with the food you have? You're probably gonna throw it away. Studies show that because we buy food impulsively and we cook too much, we throw it away. This is the reasons why 50% of the whole food waste happens at home. 1 out of 5 food bags we buy is wasted. Average Lithuanian wastes around 60 kilograms of food per year, which is 500 euros or more than 400 kilograms of CO2 emission per year. Numbers are huge. United Nations has a goal to reduce this number by half by 2030, and our team wants to be a part of this change. We want to build an AI-based kitchen assistant which would help you to answer the question what you eat by using the ingredients you have and minimize the food waste. While you would communicate with the assistant on your Facebook Messenger, it would do a quick recipe search for you. You would get a personalized recipe feed, you would select the recipes you like, the assistant would do the automated shopping list for you and order groceries online. And once you get your delivery, the assistant will create a digital food storage for you, and then it's done. You don't need to think about what to eat again, because the assistant knows what you have in your fridge, and you are getting the personalized recipes before you know it. Our key market is women aged from 18 to 45, using technology daily, working, but also cooking every day for more than one person. We have calculated that there are more than 500,000 of these women in Lithuania, around 10 million in Nordic countries, and around 200 million in Europe. Our key competitor is the traditional food planning, which is done on paper, and our phone notes are in our head. Our key technological competitors are focused on the US market. The European ones are either focusing on the personalized recipe feed or the virtual storage. This is why we see a huge niche in Europe for our solution. We want to kick off our product with the business model by giving the value of automated shopping lists with the best price options for our customers, and we are going to earn by advertising the food retailers and producers. We forecast that our year one revenue will be 49,000 euros, which would come from advertising. The funding we need to create a minimum viable product is 30,000 euros. 50% of it is going to be dedicated for our development, 17% for our operations and customer support, and 33% for our marketing. What is the most important? We want to create a tangible impact. We see that our solution will reduce the food waste per household by 5%. It will also reduce the spending for food by 30 euros per year. It will also reduce the CO2 emission per household by 47 kilograms per year. Our team. We are now 6 professionals, but also the food lovers. We are all focusing on creating our product, but we also have our key areas. This is me, Gintarė. I'm focusing on the product development. Gediminas is focusing on our technology. Greta and Milda are focusing on our client experience. Dalia is our nutrition and diet expert, and Giedrė is focusing on our legal and corporate matters. At the moment, we are looking for the marketing professional to strengthen our team, and we want to create a marketing strategy to enter the market. And once we are full, we are ready to answer the question, what to eat. Thank you.
Thank you, team, for the great presentation. As I can see, we have Gintarė on screen. Hello, Gintarė, can you hear us?
Yeah, perfectly. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Great, really excited.
Good. So, we've been talking with Jekaterina that during this lockdown, constant snacking is becoming a real problem. So, maybe, just maybe, you're planning to have some kind of extra functionality to your application which could limit the fridge time, like the screen time, but the fridge time.
Meaning that how many times do you open the fridge door?
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's a good idea. We should definitely consider that.
Yeah, please do. Okay, so are you ready for the jury questions?
Yeah.
Good. Let's switch to the jury.
Yeah, hello. My name is Julija. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, great pitch and very direct question asked and answered. Just, like a mom of 3 and living in a big family together with my partner and my husband. I'm so surprised that you are addressing this solution only for a woman. Why the segment is just a woman, as we now talk a lot about gender, splitting in between the home, all the tasks that we have. Just, I'm really curious about it.
I totally agree with you that we are talking more about equality now, but still statistics and studies show that women are still the key decision makers in terms of food and buying the groceries. So basically that's why. Of course, the situation is slightly changing, but still, if we see what is the key person regarding the food and the menu, it's a woman.
Yeah, I'm just suggesting that you can add one aspect, and willingness to change that situation, because I think that actually women usually know what to do and what to eat, sadly, and maybe kids or need some assistance and asking what to eat more often than the woman.
Thank you.
Hi. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Great concept. It's a great challenge. I know there's a lot of food waste, and what doesn't end all in the mouth, unfortunately. So it's great to work on it. Although it's a big, I think, also complex, especially data model. A lot of information from customers or retailers. So how do you think to start the business? What is the first? How do you see the first step to get into the market?
Mm-hmm. Well, our primary focus is the Facebook Messenger users. So we are going to base our solution on this platform. And then it's quite easy to access the users because you can use the advertising and then it's there. They already have a solution in their phones or their computers. So that's basically it for the initial users. And then we are planning to expand it to the other platforms where we can adapt the chatbot technology. In terms of the retailers and food producers, we are going to build a model for the partnerships because we also see that there is a need for this B2B collaboration in terms of the food waste.
I have a question then. More and more people have developed allergies over the years. How are you going to treat allergy sensitivity and various food sensitivities? Is it kind of a one size fits all, or are you going to be able to customize it for someone who might be, I don't know, lactose intolerant, or I don't know, allergic to nuts, or whatever it might be?
So currently our prototype is able to distinguish these people. You are simply answering the question if you have any special needs. But at the moment we tested all of the limited amount for vegetarian, vegan, gluten-free. But in the future, we are planning to expand it to all of, I think, the top 10 allergies and specific food needs. So simply our bot is going to distinguish the profiles and then do the search based on the keywords, trying to avoid the specific ingredients. But yes, we are going to individualize the solution for user.
You know, I mean, I really think that this is a great idea and very necessary, but I think that there are so many other issues that need to be considered. And I think of my own life. I buy groceries with the best of intentions of making everything over the next week. And then I have meetings pop up. I don't get home. I get home late. I'm not hungry. I don't end up eating. I mean, it just seems like there are so many variables to deal with that, you know, eliminating food waste obviously is almost, you know, it's a necessary imperative at the end of the week, just because you've got so much that's gone bad or wrong. How do you handle maybe even, you know, the schedule, let's say, of someone who shops well-intentionally and then doesn't end up using everything up? I mean, at the end of the day, there's going to be food waste anyway.
I totally agree with you. But the idea of our solution is that it's not that we are trying to stick it to any kind of a schedule that you would plan the meals and then you need to stick to it. So what you're cooking. The idea is that we are trying to help you to use the ingredients you already have, meaning that if you know that you bought certain ingredients for certain dinner, but you know that you don't want to eat this particular meal, so then you can try to adjust the ingredients for another meal. So this is how we want the help person to minimize the food waste, because we understand that the struggle is the user's ability to be disciplined, because we people tend not to follow the routine sometimes, and then the meetings pop up, as you said. So This is a huge problem, but the solution is based, we're trying not to push a customer to follow the schedule, but rather trying to address their needs of minimizing the waste and also offering the meals they would definitely eat.
Thank you, Jury. Thank you for your questions. Thank you, Gintare.
Thank you.
I will be impatiently waiting for the fridge time functionality. And now let's give a warm applause round to our next team. It's a future league tech startup, I believe. It's Dockley. Let's switch.
Hello, we're Team Dockley. Our goal is to improve the legal system in Lithuania, and today we're going to show you how we'll modernize the way you deal with legal problems. In Lithuania, legal services are provided in a traditional way. A person that needs legal help has only two options: to contact a lawyer personally or to try resolve the matter on his own without any professional help. It means that a person has no freedom of choice and he has to choose the first option. Let me introduce you to Christine, who works for a small company in a rural town. Every month she gets an average salary and does not have a lot of savings. During the quarantine, the company fired her due to not being able to pay her. She feels that they dismissed her wrongfully, but there are no lawyers who specialize in the employment law anywhere near, and it's also expensive. Let me introduce you Dockley, the virtual legal assistant. For the first-time user experience, step 1 would be to identify the problem with the help of a virtual assistant and choose the right type of document. Step 2 would be for the client to answer short questions given by the virtual assistant and write down an additional information that they feel is important to the situation. Step 3. The virtual assistant would filter given information and provide the client an option to make a document even more personalized, and this is how the document is created. Step 4 is the final step. Client pays the required amount of money for the document. After it's done, the document is sent to a client straight to his email with an ability to download it straight from our website. Speaking about the market, the ideal customer for us would be a person between 30 and 55 years old with the need of a legal guidance and no legal experience. This person should also be interested in spending as less time and money as possible for legal services. In Lithuania, a person that seeks legal services has only two options: seek for lawyers' help or try to figure out the difficult legal system on his own. To compare our product and the industry, we chose two competitors: a traditional legal service like ordinary law firm and a legal startup called Robot Lawyer Lisa that drafts non-disclosure agreements by the help of a virtual assistant. Our platform Dockley, with the help of a virtual assistant, detects a legal problem by evaluating given data and helps to resolve legal problems. That enables us to be more robust than our competitors. Our virtual assistant will guide the customer step by step and help him to understand the scope of his problem. Our services will be completed without any intervention of a lawyer. A document will cost 3 or 4 times less than a traditional legal service. The whole procedure will take only few minutes. Our business model is nothing more than simple. The sales will work in pay-as-you-go way, and service will cost about 30 euros on average. Speaking about financials, we expect to gain about 2,000 clients in our first year. They would pay us 30 euros on average for our services. That would earn us about 66,000 euros by the first year. The MVP of our project should cost about 25,000 euros to launch it into the market. Our solution will make the biggest impact on social relations. Our main goals are to increase the availability of legal services, the feeling of justice in our society, and to contribute in achieving sustainability goal number 19, peace, justice, and strong institution. Our team consists of Ustėja, who is really good at crunching those numbers, and 2 law students, Gabriele and Dagne, that bring strong legal background to our company. We're also looking for new team members that have knowledge in IT to improve the product and grow with us. On behalf of Dockley team, I thank you for your time and have a nice day.
Thank you, Dockley. Thank you, Agne. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. How does it feel when the final pitch is done?
It's like, you feel the feeling that you are done most as you can. So I want to answer your lovely questions.
It seems like you are breaking the rule. The people are saying that the lawyers in this profession, that they are keeping and sticking to traditions, to conservative things. It seems that you are building new traditions. So speaking about which, maybe you can share with us, maybe your team has developed new routine during the lockdown and working in the program.
So we participate in all the webinars that was available for the future entrepreneurs, and we chatted, we worked together, we ideate together, and we've done a lot of we've done a lot of virtually, so we make new routines.
So are you ready for jury questions?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's turn to Terry.
Hi, Agna. Thank you so much for your presentation. It's very interesting to hear how did you define the limits where the user would still use your product and where the user would turn to a lawyer for the credibility that it might get?
So the small disputes is usually resolved by the people themselves, like around the from the 100 to the 2,000 maximum, because when the huge amount of money is on the line, so they usually use the help of the lawyer, and also the legal help is very expensive, so you don't want to get a help from the lawyer for the 500 euros when your dispute is 500 euros. So you estimate the cost, what the cost will be to bring the suit to the court, or to bring the dispute to the dispute resolution commission, for example, for the labor dispute. So the average person sees what financially best suits them.
Thank you.
Hey, you can start with the question. I see you raising the hand.
Okay. Okay, I would ask another question. By the way, great idea. I believe that it can help so many people. And in regards to that, you mentioned that you are going to focus on the Lithuanian market, which is a pretty small market. Just like Israel, we are small countries. And in regards to scalability, which is really important for startup entrepreneurs, have you thought about something like a product that will be more global oriented? Do you think about a different go-to-market strategy which will allow you to get to the US market, the other countries in Europe?
So we thought about it. Firstly, the Lithuania is pilot market, so we will start here, and when we expand to the countries that have a similar legal jurisdiction as us, Baltic, Scandinavian countries, Denmark, and like Germany, France, and also we will make another product for the US market in the later development. And I want to say that we not only will be in the later development, we not only provide legal help from the ordinary persons, but for the legal entities, that for small businesses, and we will expand not only in the other regions, but in all the markets, in all legal markets, and we will give help to the legal entities too.
Hi, great presentation. I think that this is also a very interesting idea that you're solving, space. And I'm wondering, because in Lithuania we have so many multinationals living here. Yes, the legal language is Lithuanian, but we're part of the EU. You know, there are a lot of Polish speakers, English speakers. Are you going to make your system available in a multitude of languages for the market? So let's say you have residents from different countries that are having maybe some sort of landlord issues or something and would like to use your tool.
Yeah, our tool will be multilingual. For example, English is everybody speaks English, and we will help foreigners who live in Lithuania to resolve their issues and like make a document in two languages that the person who creates a document understands what is written in that document, and also in Lithuanian to give to authorities that can resolve his issue. Also, like in the contract law, you make a contract in the two languages, and the one language is main language that if you have a dispute and like the in the different cultures and the different languages, the wording is change the meaning. So it helps also avoid that problem too, because the language will be similar and there will be no disputes regarding the different wording or different languages. So we thought about it, and the cultural aspect is really important to us.
Thanks. I also had a follow-on question, unrelated, but how did you get to the amount of 30 euros for your service?
So there's a lot of legal documents that are when are they easy to make, then other are hard to make. So for example, a document to ask why the trash is not the trash is still here to the municipality shouldn't cost very much, and it's easy to create this type of document. And the lawsuit is more difficult to create, and it's more complex questions and needs more time and attention, so the prices is higher. And we estimate that around the 30 euro will be average price for the consumer, and also it's not too much for the consumer that he can afford, and also is not too less that people think that it's a scam, because the legal industry is really rely on the trust of the consumer. We are the advisors. We are the people who the other person trusts us. So we need to make that price that people believe that we can do change, and we can resolve their problem.
So thank you, Jury, for your questions. The time is up, and thank you, Agne. Your answers were great. And now, while we are in some kind of crisis, I would say, let's have a warm applause for our next team, Act on Crisis.
Hi, this is Act on Crisis, and nice to meet you. Studies say that millennials are 30% more likely to have higher levels of stress, anxiety, and depression compared to past generations. And 50% of them leave their jobs due to their mental health. Even though digital natives are more open to online experience and look for help more often, taking the first step is still a burden. Today, the access to mental health is complicated, process is too long, and service is analog first. We are presenting you our solution, a mental gym app that promotes emotional hygiene, dialogue, and motivates self-care on a regular basis. It offers secure, multicultural, and multi-level support online for anyone experiencing emotional imbalance or simply wishing to keep their mind fit. The user here can access breathing exercises, chat anonymously with community, have a safe one-on-one video dialogue with our certified professionals in native language, and keep track of personal growth in their diary. Prior to our official launch, we already have over 500 downloads and over 800 followers in social media, and huge press exposure after winning the Global Hack Hackathon. Our main target are millennials who want to stay mentally fit and have little experience with mental health support. Relationships, loneliness, and anxiety are the main triggers they reach out for help online. We see a potential of 90,000 in Lithuania and at least 40 million in Europe. Additionally, global mental health software market expected growth is 40% by the end of 2026, that will lead to over 4 million at a compound annual growth rate. Most of our competitors provide somewhat simple, fast access either as a health clinic or meditation center. Only few focus on building routine and multifunctional support, let alone a native language. Unlike our competitors, we aim to destigmatize psychological support by creating a mental gym for those wishing to keep their mind fit on a daily basis. Our professionals are certified yet approachable as personal health trainers. The app is designed intuitively, and our video rooms are extremely safe for personal one-on-ones. Acton on Crisis gives users an access to video consultations with certified professionals, community rooms, breathing exercises, and a diary to keep track of personal growth depending on subscription plan. Starting from €25 per month, we aim to offer our services to both single customers and whole businesses caring for their millennial employees. This year, we expect to sell 50,000 subscriptions in Europe, 10,000 per Plan A, for €25 and 5,000 Plan B for €45, and generate almost €40,000. Next year, we plan to introduce an additional subscription Plan C for €90 and sell 45,000 subscriptions in Europe with expected revenue of €262,000. Our goal is to help at least 30% of our target group in Europe increase happiness by 10% among our target group and see 10% less job leaves due to poor, fair mental health in 3 years. Our team has a background in psychology, mental health, and tech, and is connected from 3 countries. Besides numerous volunteers and mentors, we are strongly supported by our official partners, including Lithuanian Psychological Association, Youthline, Mental Health Perspectives, Krizių Veikimo Centras, and Human Rights Monitoring Institute. Thank you for your help.
Thank you for your presentations. Hello, Gintara. Hi, do you hear us?
If you're talking to me, my name is Eva. Hi.
Oh, we have Eva here. Okay. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm really good. How are you guys?
We are good, excited. So we heard you took part in besides Futurepreneurs, you took part in a couple of hackathons and very successfully. So could you share your secret? How do you have that much energy to participate in multiple events?
It's because of our team, of course. We are connected from few countries, and all of us have somewhat a relationship with a topic, with a problem that we aim to solve, either by working in the field or personal experiences in the field. So we just generally feel the pain. So it's really nice for us together to solve it.
Yeah, I can feel that you are very passionate about your idea. So are you ready for jury questions?
Sure, bring it on.
Let's go, jury. Over to you.
Okay, so I may start then. Hi, Eva. Thanks so much for your presentation. This is a very important topic, absolutely. So it's good to see that you're creating a solution for that. My question is around pricing. So I saw you have subscriptions, €45, I guess, for including 2 consultations, €90 including 4 consultations with specialists. How do you expect to create such a kind of small price for the consultations that usually average at around €30-40 for one consultation in real life?
Yeah, so currently we have a pool of professionals, 18 of them already joining us during the pandemic free of charge. So we also agreed on introducing the price gradually. So we will start by 25 per session. And in Lithuania, it's actually the case that 25 is also, is also a standard in some cases. So we want to start by that and then gradually introduce the higher prices. And also we have this agreement with our professional as a base, but we'll see how it goes. Thank you.
Yeva, congratulations on super achievement in that global hackathon. That was absolutely incredible. I was watching and rooting and cheering all the way. I'd like to hear a little bit more about your exit strategy, please.
Yeah, so for now, we are planning to stay with Acton Crisis at least 3 years. I'm talking about our current team. And we will see how we will grow till then. We don't have the exact number yet when we are going to exit. It's just the time frame that we have. We wish to spend with this topic. One of the ideas is to actually provide services in Europe and maybe connect with one of our, I wouldn't say competitors, but collaborators. We are in contact with Swedish mental health app. So we are currently also learning from one another. So it's also one of the possibilities that we would merge, but not earlier than 3 years from now.
Hi. Yeah, great concept. Nice to hear. And I hope you're all doing fine in lockdown in Lithuania. Netherlands, we're coping as well, but you still see a lot of issues and mental problems, of course. So the need, you focus only on the 22 to 37 years. But yeah, I see there's a lot of need in the also higher age, also have wealthy people, or what are the reasons you choose exactly for that small group?
Yeah, it's a great question. We've been discussing about it as well. First of all, we started with the group due to us ourselves being the target group. So we feel that we can understand the need and the stigma behind it for this age group. The second reason is that we also think about professionals who are joining our platform, that most likely they are also going to be a bit younger professionals, those who don't have their private practice yet. So it's also rather intuitive to work with similar age group for themselves or younger. And lastly, also, we are starting with our Eastern European continent that is still stigmatized, and older generation is harder to change their beliefs regarding taking care of one's mental health, especially by professional support. So we see millennials as being a bit more open to new experiences, even with this like title of psychology. But that's the start. We definitely don't want to close doors for anyone interested. It's not the case.
Thank you, Jury, for the questions. Thank you, Yeva. Wishing you best of luck, and wishing you to keep the energy and the great vibe with the team moving forward. And next team will share some magical recipe of making sustainable package. So let's welcome Sustainalign.
Good day. Today we are presenting Sustainalign. So the world produces over 250 million plastic each year, and only 5 up to 9% are recycled. Of this amount produced, most plastics are only used once and are immediately discarded, usually into landfills or oceans. Plastic takes more than 400 years to degrade, so most of it still exists in some form, such as microplastic. If we take Lithuanian example, more than 300,000 takeaway packaging are being disposed every month in Lithuania. Thus, our team provides solution to packaging waste problem. There is no doubt that we have increased demand of sustainable packaging, and our solution product is 100% biodegradable takeaway packaging from agriculture waste, vegetables, specifically tomatoes, stems, and leaves. Often working together, designers, engineers, biologists, investors, and recyclers, and now striving to develop packaging that falls within the mandates of what's known as a circular economy. We adapt this model in our plant-based manufacturing process, and you can also see the pilot lab test in the slide with Kiev agriculture waste. We start to do the primary research with potential customers and situation analysis. A few months ago, we identified B2B customer catering companies. The main insight and requirements from overall research, 8 companies, that there is a need to replace traditional plastic and cardboard packaging to more sustainable alternatives. Companies would be willing to pay 20 up to 300% more for this option. All in all, is the demand for more lightweight, convenient, and portable packaging products. According to 2019, we have 4,000 catering companies in Lithuania. We plan to take Vilnius as a pilot city. Talking about unique selling points, we identified the main competitors, Swedbank and Sunkea. The price is higher because we integrate smart labels like heat control or food freshness stickers, and this option will be customized according to our customer needs. In addition, our product is using local agriculture waste. We are going to sell directly to B2B customers, catering companies, and obviously the end user is customer of catering companies too, as a starting point, and then food delivery companies, event planners, and so on. The current approximate price for the product is 0.75 euros. We have 50% price markup. We are planning to sell at least 12,000 units per month and take 10% of market share in the first year. Due to COVID-19, we have increase in food takeaway services, and it is forecasted to grow by approximately 20-25% this year. As a starting point, we need to set up a special template form for the packaging production, which costs about 5,000 euros, together with 10,000 euros for manufacturing materials, key resources, plus 10,000 euros funding for internal processes, key activities, including marketing activities too. Environmental impact, reduced CO2 footprint 15 times more compared to other cardboard packaging. Then reducing packaging waste, preventing landfills, developing a habit to shift from single-use plastic to biodegradable options as a society impact. And economy, we have increased demand for takeaway packaging worldwide due to rising demand for convenient food. And finally, our team consists of Ugne. She has background in biotechnology and engineering and brought all the technological know-how to develop MVP and the idea further. Myself, intro, I have more than 10 years of experience in marketing and neuromarketing field. Yeva has a background in data analytics and more than 7 years of experience working in startup environment, including her current role as data scientist in Vinted. The Menta background in process optimization and product design. Austa background in business management and communications. 5+ years of experience working with impact-driven startups internationally in the field of marketing and sustainability communications, and Karolina background in medicine. She works closely with Yeva on design, product design and technology. Thank you for your attention. Hope that you enjoyed it.
Thank you, Indra. How are you? Can you hear us?
Right. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, hello.
Great.
When I
Hello.
first met your team and when I learned about the fact that tomatoes could be used to make packaging, I was like, oh my God. So how people normally react when you tell them that you are going to use tomatoes to make not ketchup and pasta, but actually to make plates?
They're willing to try, so we are eager to start and actually to have it as commercialized product. So that's, you know, the effect. Wow, yes, we have it, and it would be really nice to start.
Thank you. Are you ready for jury questions?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, let's switch to jury.
I start. Hi. Yes, very nice concept, and it's a big challenge that we have to reduce plastic and go to more greener solutions. So very good to be involved. yeah, as I told in the introduction, I'm really involved in the bio-based development. So I'm always every year at the annual event about this concept. So maybe you can explain a little bit how you think to do the biodegradable packaging. What kind of biomass you're thinking about, or I saw you work in a lab, so you have cannot quickly tell all your secrets, but maybe what kind of way you want to do it.
Thank you, Cohen, for this question. As you know from my background, I'm marketer specialist and know-how. We have Ugne, who is actually our guru in this specific technology. So probably I won't reveal all the secrets, but I would be really glad to share the contact and actually to express more actually to reveal more probably information regarding the technology. Now, what we have and what you saw in the slides, we are testing the material, we are testing actually the prototype of the packaging, and there are lots of specific cooperation with KTU, Kaunas Technology University professors and scientists. So I believe that your input would be really great. Unfortunately, I can't reveal because I'm now not the technician in this site.
Hi, Indra, right? Great presentation. Thank you very much. It's interesting to me that the area of kind of biodegradable cellulose packaging has been around for numerous years now, yet for some reason we're still eating yogurt out of plastic containers. You know, I'm still ordering, I don't know, hamburgers also out of plastic containers to be delivered by Wolt. Why is the adoption so slow in this industry?
Thank you, Rita, for your question. Great question about consumer behavior and habits overall. What we realized during the research, because we did survey with potential clients, B2B segment, but also we have in mind B2C and customers, the end users, and how to educate and inform them to kind of, you know, to lose the sense of using single-use plastic and to go to more better alternatives for sure. So EU laws and regulations help us in this case, but obviously from our side and what we see from the marketing activities, we will definitely have educational information regarding why you as a customer should choose the alternative, and you know what are the benefits and the pros and cons basically by using this alternative.
But for some reason, correct me if I'm wrong, I think clients are most likely to choose recyclable plastic over biodegradable products. And this is the part that I don't necessarily understand. Recyclable plastic is still okay, correct? Mm-hmm. So as long as that is still okay, does that still seem to be the choice ultimately for consumers?
It is what we have so far, but what I see as a trend, you know, all the biodegradable packaging, that it would basically biodegrade in the landfill, so that it won't cause the effects what we still have from the biodegradable plastic. So we don't solve the solution, like we don't solve the problem at the fullest what we can. That's why biodegradable packaging made from the stems and leaves would be, as you know, one probably better product fit for this industry.
But does it perform as well as recyclable plastic does?
It performs like if we're talking about specific criteria, you know, what kind of criteria we were taking in consideration. But yeah, as what we see from the experiments, it performs in a way that, you know, you can basically use the packaging and then throw it to the landfill and expect that maybe we will have new tomatoes or no, but it would be probably still something to work on. So so probably I won't be very specific regarding this criteria as what we take into consideration, but yes, it has plus and minuses for sure.
Thanks.
Thank you, Julia. That was the last question. The time is up. And thank you, the team. This is a big problem and a great solution for that. So good luck implementing it. And the next team will create a solution which would help us to take care of our health. So warm applause for the next team, MedCap.
Hello, and thank you for having us here. Today we are going to present you the tool that is saving lives. What do we mean? Well, first let's start with the problem. We've observed that currently available products for medical records tracking aren't really meeting the need to sufficiently manage regular medical checkups and revaccination. And that is causing missed, delayed, or double-booked appointments. In return, that impacts individual health condition and consequently quality of life and longevity. What do we propose? Well, we propose a solution for all smartphone owners who are concerned about their health and want to be more proactive with mitigating relevant health risks. MedCap is an application that provides ability to schedule, track various types of medical appointments like dentist appointments, revaccination, regular checkups, and many more in personalized profile and offer reminders.
According to a healthcare analyst, the global preventative healthcare technologies and services market is estimated to reach $240 billion by 2025. Our targeted audience is between 25 and 49 years old. Our targeted user count in North America is 122 million. Diamond is our ideal persona for MVP product. Competitors focuses on tracking medical records. MedCap focuses on tracking medical appointments efficiently, sends reminders to users based on World Health Organization recommendations by age range and gender. It calls for action people to take preventative steps and prioritize their health.
Our business model for MVP is based on direct sales to the end user in selected startup markets, which is North America. The application startup price is $9.99 monthly subscription fee. However, that might be reviewed and refined with market and sales strategy. MVP will support personalized profile. We offer key functions of calendar and reminders that supports various appointment types and will have built-in personalized World Health Organization recommendations. Application scaling strategy will bring in opportunities for different subscription plans, in-app purchasing, and in-app advertising.
According to market research, 28% of North America's market is early adopters. Thus, our calculated revenue in 1 year is $67 million. $297K funding is needed to launch the app, which is $227 to build MVP in 6 months and run the team for 1 year in total. $70K to reach the right market in North America.
Our goal is healthier and happier society and of course increased longevity. With that comes economic impact influenced by 2 major factors: accelerated workforce and larger spendings. Lower healthcare cost is the 3rd pillar that will be captured as lower government spendings on reactive healthcare. According to Center of Disease Control and Prevention, each year, nearly 900,000 Americans die prematurely from the 5 leading causes of death, yet 20% to 40% of the deaths from each cause could be prevented. We are talking 180,000 people could be saved every year.
We have been developing products and delivering projects over a year over 8 years in global market. Already picked a marketing company to refine design and marketing campaign. Started interviews for 2 developers and UX designer in our networks. We have trusted relationship. We are a team, colleagues, and friends. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Thank you, Team MedCup. And hello, Yeva. Hey, can you hear us? Hi. Hello. We can see you, but we can hear you. Yeva?
We were having problems with the presentation, I think.
Yeah. Maybe this is not Yeva. That's why she...
Yeah, I think it's not Yeva. I think
Yeah.
this is Zoom TV co-host that we're looking at.
So, technical problems and...
I think, yeah.
Do we have a team representative? At least we can see her. Not sure if she can.
Maybe Churi can share how they like the pitch while we're fixing.
Yeah, maybe Rita, you have some thoughts?
Yeah, I like the pitch. I just question why they would do it on an individual subscription plan basis. I was going to question why they wouldn't go to, let's say, a large healthcare provider, insurance company, or even like, let's say, a big corporation that might want to provide this as a bonus to their, to their employees as kind of a benefit, perhaps. And then, they could scale up that way. There are a lot of corporations that are very interested, especially today, in their employees' health. And this might be something to add to their kind of employees' benefit package or something on that. That was just a comment I had and wanted to find out a little bit more.
A good comment and maybe a future plan for the team. Fixing the problem, because we saw that the team representative is on. We just can't connect for some reason. So, yeah.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, we can hear you. We can't see you yet, but I think we will. So, yeah, finally, we can see and hear you. So, yeah, hello.
Good. Hi.
How are you?
Sorry for small problems we're having.
No, it's okay.
I'm very good. I'm really excited about all the exciting and brilliant ideas. Actually, I was really nicely surprised how many bright ideas are out there, and to many of the problems I can actually relate. So this is really the audience I want to be in and our team want to be in right now. So yeah, thanks for having us here.
Yeah, that's very nice to hear. And we feel like you are a very determined team with a serious business idea and really looking forward to solve the problem. So tell us, what's your plan for 2020? What do you want to achieve this year?
Well, our plan is actually to start building the product, right? Our plan is to assemble the team. As you've seen, we are only a couple of people in the team now, where the idea started. So our goal is to assemble the team, to start building the product and start testing it on the very early stages, getting the early feedback until we release the real MVP, right, to the market where we want to release it to, which is actually in 2021. So for this year, our goal is to really get into the job done.
Good to hear. So are you ready for jury questions?
Yes, and I've heard the comments that was made earlier.
Yeah, so maybe let's switch to Rita once more and go, jury.
Hi, Eva. Hey. So you heard my comment earlier, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to see. I think it was probably we missed the last 2 slides. It just went black. So I think those were your maybe financials and some other numbers that you were speaking to. But maybe you could talk about your kind of go-to-market strategy and why you chose to go individually as opposed to going maybe a little bit broadening your scope.
Right. We chose. We were actually thinking about all the different business strategies, and for now, it made both sense to us when launching the MVP to actually test if that would be something that people would pay money for, because this is only the assumption now. So we want to test it with the price tag that we came up with in the American market to see if people are willing to pay money for this preventative action, right? And of course, in the future, there are a lot of paths we can take and a lot of ways to go. And one of them is, as you mentioned, really going to the partnership with some organizations, right? So this is just a startup to test our assumptions, basically. We have to start somewhere. Yeah.
Hi. Yeah. Great presentation. Great pitch. Although we missed the last number, but okay. I just wanna. You did some market research. I'd like to understand more what's the real problem you try to solve with the appointments? The customers or also the doctors are missing appointments? So what's the real problem you find in the market?
That primarily come from our own struggle, actually. And our own struggle is that there are, being a young professionals out there, there's so many things to keep track of, right? And one of the huge categories, all the medical appointments. We want to be really proactive with our health, and we want to take care of it proactively, right? So ourselves, we do take a lot of actions to really do early steps. So we do have medical appointments that we need to schedule and that we need to follow up. And the struggle for us is that there is no proper place to track all of it. If we do it in our work calendars, then our work agenda gets really stuffed with all the personal appointments, and it really distracts our attention. If we try to look for any alternatives, the apps that we could use, it's there's no such opportunities out there. We couldn't find it. So that's why we came with this idea. And then talking with other people, we found out that, yes, this is a struggle for others as well. And also, there is a big opportunity, I would say, and a gap that we see, that there are so many actions that we can take according to our gender, according to our age, and our circumstances that we are in, our job titles, the things that we do in our lives. There are a lot of influencing factors to our health, and if we could have one place where all the recommendations could be found, what actions could we take according to our situation, our age, to be more preventative, right, about our health, that could be a really huge advantage, because now you can look it up in all the different sources, but it's really hard to find it in one place. So one is really booking, managing, and following up on the appointments. And the second part, a huge part, growing part, is the preventive healthcare as such, and all the recommendations that you can get in one place.
Hi, I have a question. First, very, very interesting presentation, very important solution. I want to talk a little bit about the business model and the pricing, and maybe even about the product itself. Keep in mind, you ask me as a client, for example, to download an app. I have a lot of apps, a lot of reminders, okay? And you ask for money for that, just for reminders. And I was wondering if other people around the world would be willing to do something like that. Get some more reminders, pay for it. You know, we have very stressful life. And I believe that if you will ask people in Israel, for example, they will say, well, I don't really care about any kind of reminders. If I will be sick, I will go to the doctor. If I will have symptoms, I will go to the doctor. So The main questions that I have here, have you conducted some sort of primary research, interviews, focus groups, whatever, to make sure that your solution is something that people like me will really download and pay for?
Well, primarily talking to, well, not a huge scale to answer the question, right? But in our circles, we did interviews and we did research if this is something that the people would pay for, and the most common answer was that yes, this is something that I would pay for if that would offer me really the steps that I should take. Right. So if we have these recommendations pre-built in the app, then it really adds value to the whole scheduling and the main functionality.
Thank you, Jury. Thank you, Yeva. I hope let this be the only struggle for you, this technical thing. So it's very important solution, full speed ahead to your team. And we have another pitch. It's a team of one ranger, but one person still can be a team. So let's make a warm round of applause for Tomasz and Team Crio.
Hello, my name is Tomasz and I am representing Crio. Have you ever had a pair of shoes which serves you less than 2 years? If yes, you could return that and get your money back. This is your right as a consumer. This is also applicable for a lot of different products. Unfortunately, 6 of 10 persons don't have enough knowledge about consumer protection issues or don't have even an opinion about that. These people go to a supermarket, buys a cheap and low quality products, for example, cheap headphones, use it for a couple of months, and when it stops to play, throw it away and buys another cheap headphones. This intensifies waste generation. This is unresponsible and unsustainable. We aiming to encourage consumers to use their rights more intensively and demand from the suppliers a refund for the products which serves shorter than minimal period. We offer Crio, easy claim service platform which helps people to make claim process easy and clear. Crio consists of 3 parts. First part is a website which has these main features: user profile creation, storage of purchasing documents, claiming documents formation, and navigation user through the whole process of claiming. Second part is a browser extension which helps users to catch their documents of their purchasing of the items through electronic stores, and also smartphone application which allows people to use Crio in the physical stores. Ideal customer is a 27 to 40 years old man or gentleman or lady who have children, who lives in the own house or have a summer house and used to buy low-cost products. In Lithuania, we count 44,000 ideal customers. But we also pay attention to Eastern Europe market, where quality of products is lower, and it would be as a motivational driver for the consumers in these countries, markets, to use Crio and get a refund for low quality products. We compared Crio to alternatives, and absorbs the best features of these alternatives and fulfilled it with our solutions. The business model of Creo is 12% fee charge of each refunded sum. We expect 83,000 euros revenue annually, which is pretty close to funding we needed, 86,000 for creation of the platform and yearly business costs. Creo creates an growing attitude about customer rights, and it also helps clients to get refunds of over €500,000 annually, and it also extended product's life cycle due to the illiquidness of short life cycle product. Creo team is still in formation stage, and I am the only member, and we are looking for IT developer and legal person with nice shoes. Thank you very much for the attention.
Thank you, Tomasz. Can you
Hello,
hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, super. Hello. How are you?
Hi. I'm fine. How are you?
Good, awesome, excited. Great idea, and I hope that you will not remain alone for a long time and you will start recruiting a team quite soon. So let's give you a short moment for a speed headhunting. So could you please name the personal qualities you prioritize for new team members?
Team members should be passionate about the idea as I am, and maybe even more.
Definitely, it's probably the main qualification for a new team member. So are you ready for jury questions?
Yes.
Okay, great. Let's jump to jury. Jury, mic is yours.
Hi, Tomasz.
Hello.
It's very interesting, the idea that you presented. Thank you for that. It would be interesting to understand, in terms of sustainability and the environmental impact, you said that you're prolonging your product life cycle. Could you maybe elaborate on that a little bit better?
It's not directly promoting, but if people would ask a refund for a short life cycle products, it would be bad business to supply that kind of products of low quality and short-term products, if you understand what I mean. So it just be illiquidness of low quality products. It's just you should pay for customers due to the fact that it serves less than 2 years, for example.
Do you know what usually the suppliers do with the products that are returned? How are they managed afterwards?
I'm not sure about that at the moment.
Thank you.
Can I have one question as well? Maybe just to clarify the idea, but if I understand correctly, if you buy a product that's not good quality and you are like disappointed with that, usually you just return it to the store and take your money back. We have the consumer protecting laws at the moment in the country. Why it's not a solution for the problem? Why do we need another one?
It is a solution, but a lot of people don't know about that possibility. They are afraid to contact the supplier because they are afraid of conflict. Possible conflict.
So your solution would help to avoid the conflict. So you will help the conflict instead of for them, and be a partner. Just so they don't have to go to the store and present the documentation. They just have to apply to that platform and get the refund.
Yes, I still have some issues that challenges that I should figure out right now at the moment, because idea pretty from scratch. But for example, how to minimize the actions of my customer to go to solve this whole process. Because in the ideal thing, it would be just one button solution. So the customer just needs to press the button, fill some short form or application, and that's all. If you get a refund, if all terms is met, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah, thank you.
So, if there are no more questions, then thank you, Tomasz. This was
Thank
great.
you very much.
It was nice to see you. And now, a warm applause for the next team, another medtech startup. So, the warm applause for Gnostics.
Hello, my name is Karolis Jaroševičius. I would like to present Gnostics, a company whose mission is to close the gap between manifestation and treatment of disease. The problem I would like to talk about today is deep vein thrombosis. DVT is a condition where a blood clot forms in the veins of the leg. This can lead to potential further complications like pulmonary embolism, in which a part of the clot that formed in the legs breaks off and travels to the lungs. This can potentially be fatal. Together, these two diseases are called venous thrombotic events. Here you can see a very basic concept of how the solution would look. The way it would function is that whenever a patient lies down in bed and puts their feet in the device, it would monitor their legs for DVT in a comfortable manner as not to disrupt sleep. The goal is to build on existing ultrasound technology, which is already used and is safe, while intellectual property could be protected through an algorithm patent. The main customer would be hospitals, which simply put have a lot of patients suffering from these two conditions and problems arising from them. At the moment, the annual cost for treatment is between $15.1 to $41.5 billion for both EU and USA markets combined. Compared to existing diagnostics, there are two main benefits. Gnostics would not require an operator, which makes it plausible as a tool for routine screening, and also that it can collect data which could be analyzed to drive new insights about patient health. The business model would be to sell the device to hospitals through public procurement and direct selling, or selling through intermediaries where possible. Two main factors are driving the price point. First is the high cost of manufacturing materials, and the second one is the development of software required to run the device. However, the estimated price does fall into range for diagnostic ultrasound devices already on the market. The estimates for revenue are based on the assumption that 5% of the UK market, which is 1,257 hospitals, would purchase at least one device to them at the proposed price point. Due to the nature of the industry, main costs will be research and development related. However, operational costs and marketing should not make up more than 30%, because the main portion of selling would be through public procurement and not require extensive marketing or a big sales team. In terms of impact, the main influencers are the amount of patients the device could screen and the risk of those patients developing DVT. In this example, the ideal patient profile was chosen with a risk of 60%, and the amount of patients screened relates to the initial idea to screen one patient per night. Currently, there is only me working on the project, but in the future my skill set would be best used in overseeing growth of the company, but mainly focusing with medical affairs, which include establishing definitive value propositions and pursuing all possible use case leads. Leading product development, procuring essential datasets, liaising with key opinion leaders, and leading the talk with regulatory bodies and contract research organizations. Initially, I would need a person who would be able to take responsibility for software development for the prototype, and later on an electrical engineer who would lead interactions with outsourced manufacturers. Thank you very much, and do you have any questions?
Presentation. Hello, Karolis.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, great. So, how do you do today?
Quite well, still in quarantine. Nothing's different than in Lithuania. Same in London.
Yeah. So you are solving a very serious and very specific problem. So could you tell us how did you come up with this idea?
Well, as I said in the presentation, I have a master's in pharmacy, so it's kind of was a day-to-day case that you encounter diseases while studying in the university. After a while, I had this basically incident where my best friend's dad died of a thrombotic event. It was a stroke, but again, it kind of made me think as well about that family of diseases and how actually little there is to do to prevent that from happening. And again, having a master's in pharmacy, I kind of know how the drugs work, what problems they have, how effective they are, and I really know that there has to be better solutions, not only for this, not only for venous thrombotic events, but also for the whole cluster of thrombotic diseases.
Yeah, that's very nice to hear how passionate you are about this. So are you ready for jury questions?
Definitely.
Okay, let's switch to the jury.
So, hi, good morning. Very interesting presentation, an interesting solution. I was wondering in regards to the amount of money that you want, $1.2 million, if I'm correct. And I was wondering, once again, what this amount of money will allow you to do. Because as you probably know, the medical devices approval process is pretty long, and some comments about it.
Right. So first of all, that's the amount of money I'd say we'd need just to have like a long runway. First of all, I estimate the prototype to be around 100K, which would be the first milestone to reach the next level. When I say 1-2 million in funding, what I mean is basically to have enough, not only, for example, to start a prototype and raise some more money, but to keep the company going. So rather than one investment round, let's say this is kind of like a more holistic number that's needed to actually kind of mature the company more and maybe even start talking with some serious strategic partners. Like, for example, Johnson & Johnson have like a very, very deep knowledge in the medical device field and a lot of companies as well. Also, to address the regulatory issue, this device would follow, at least in America, it would follow a 510K pathway, which is basically when the technology is already proven and there are similar devices on the market. But I have not obviously contacted the regulators yet, so I can't comment on that with 100% certainty. But the regulatory process would be shorter than in usual devices which are new in class, due to the fact that the technology is already being used and is safe, because there are even studies being performed where ultrasound is used to monitor blood flow in the brain of just born children.
Thank you.
Okay, if there are no...
I'll ask the next question if there, yeah. Thank you very much for your presentation. I'm just trying to understand, this isn't a preventative device so much so, because the patient is already in the hospital at the time. How would you, I mean, is the patient in the hospital for some kind of a VTE issue, or is the patient in the hospital for something else and we're trying to eliminate that there might be a VTE issue?
Oh, sorry, that's my bad on the presentation. The thing is that the patient is at risk of a VTE event. Basically, if we were to run through the statistics quickly, every hospital patient has at least 10% risk of getting a venous thrombotic event. But the ideal profile would be the people who cannot receive current prophylaxis, so that would be medicines, and also like some sort of mechanic device that's used to prevent them, but they are ineffective, as data from studies suggests. And the risk between the highest risk groups would be patients who have hip surgeries and knee surgeries, which would be from 40 to 80%. That's why I actually chose the 60% range.
And that's because they're lying prone in the hospital, not moving, and that contributes to a formation of something like this.
Yes, that's right. But again, as I mentioned, the main risks are major surgery and major trauma, where it can go from 40 to 80% of VTE risk.
And so tell us a little bit about the competitive landscape then, because you mentioned that you're going to be coming into a market where there are already established devices. So what are you competing against then?
Well, in the medical field, you always compete against the gold standard, which is how the things are now. So the way they are doing the screening now is basically using conventional ultrasound machines, which require an operator, and that takes maybe like 10 to 15 minutes. But the idea with this device is that, the patient would be completely autonomous. So imagine just walking into a room, lying down on the device, for example, overnight before a hospital stay, and you would be leaving in the morning with your vascular data profile and basically a flagged VT if there was one. As for competitors, there aren't really any specific ones that could do early diagnostics yet, because if there were, like, they would already be considered on the market. To be honest, I can't really say a reason why that is. I would be able to tell that later on if you're interested when I check it. The other competitors that we have would be compression devices that are used to prevent venous thrombotic events. But those are, as I said, are quite ineffective, and there's a lot of study data to support it.
And is your system, I couldn't tell from the photos, is it wireless or is it attached to something bigger?
All right, okay, so the main idea is that to make the system so that it would be portable, so you would be able to put it on a normal hospital bed, and it could be utilized just like a portable. It would have some wires on to answer that particular question, but the idea would be that it would be portable in a sense that you just need to put it on a bed and plug it into a socket.
Thank you.
Thank you, jury. Thank you, Karolis. Good luck with the life-saving solution. So, and we will quite soon, in a few moments, we'll have the final team from Imperial College London, Vices.
Hello everyone, my name is Lucas, and today me and my colleagues will present our sustainable business idea. Last year, the Lithuanian public was struck by a big environmental scandal. A company called Julija was secretly polluting one of the jewels of the Lithuanian nature, the Curonian Lagoon. We have been spilling untreated sewage via secret pipe straight to the lagoon for around 15 years. The main takeaway from the story is that all those years environmental officers couldn't detect the pollution, because currently there are no reliable real-time in situ methods in detecting it. Thus, an opportunity arises here to develop some sort of pollution detection method. Everyone knows about the great garbage patch in the ocean, but not everyone understands that all that plastic degrades and turns into microplastics. Microplastics are small particles of various plastics that are impossible to see by naked eye. Due to its small size, microplastics can get everywhere, starting from the ancient ice in Antarctica to human via fish weight. Another path of microplastics getting into the oceans is our sewage, since microplastics are widely used in parts of our lives. Governments, and especially the European Union, are starting to take measures for this problem. Hence, it is a great time to start for our team. So, our solution is a product that would be capable of real-time pollution detection and identification. Using light analysis device, it would differentiate the different types of microplastics and in the later stage of the pollutants. Lastly, with many of these products operating around the world, it would be capable to map the pollutants moving in the main waters. This product would consist of a dry unit and a wet unit. The light analysis of the water sample would be done in the wet unit autonomously, which would be capable of submersing as deep as 100 meters, while the data analysis would be done in the dry unit. The whole apparatus would be comparably small, thus allowing it to transport it with cars or small boats.
For our market, our first phase is research institutes and government groups. Ideally, these would be public research institutes who could use our devices to acquire data, which is then analyzed by interdisciplinary groups within that institute to enable thorough analysis of said data. Meanwhile, government groups could use our devices almost as a guilt tracking or a business compliance system where they track the amount of pollution of businesses.
We have only a single competitor with a similar goal to ours. They are called Draper. They don't have a product in the market yet, and we have a couple of advantages over them. One of them is that the range where we can get our measurement is much larger. And the other one would be that we can detect different pollutants, not only microplastics.
As far as our business model goes, for phase one, which was to research institutes and government organizations, we plan to sell units directly to customers. Our year one estimate after our R&D phase is entirely done is around 10 units sold. All of the numbers in this slide are actually based on numbers that we made in a P&L in March. But the main points are that the selling price per unit is around 200,000 euros. Our year one expected revenue based off of that estimate of 10 units sold in our first year is 2 million euros. The cost breakdown is 70% wages and SG&A and around 30% for R&D and tech. Most importantly, the funding needed is around 350,000 euros.
Our main goal is to have positive impact on the environment by providing hardware and services to government and business sectors.
So finishing up with our team, starting from the left, Daniel is responsible for business, finance, and sustainability of our business. I am responsible for the science and the research behind the detection apparatus, while Paulius is responsible for all the programming and data analysis. We're all master students from Imperial College London. Me and Daniel, we study at the physics department, and Paulius studies at the computing department. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Lucas. Hello. How are you?
Hello.
Hello. So you are our final team. So I believe we can afford us to go a bit crazy. You know these questions where when people ask that, how do you imagine your business? How do you see it in some 30 years? What is your strategy? So imagine, now it's 2050, human race have returned from Mars and you run a successful business. And human race has brought back to Earth some fancy frozen water from Mars. And your device is detecting some microplastic in the sample. How would you react?
Yeah, it would be a bit crazy that we messed up the Earth and then we went to Mars and we messed it up also, so yeah.
Okay, are you ready for jury questions?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, let's turn over to jury.
Hello,
Hi.
Hello.
Oh, you go first, Rita.
Okay, thank you. I'm a scuba instructor, and this is a very big pain point for me personally, is seeing the plastic in the oceans, especially when I'm diving around the world. And I've seen such garbage sites, it's broken my heart completely, and I'm brought to tears just thinking about it. The other day, I read an article that scientists somewhere, it was actually, I think, from the Scottish Association of Marine Science, found plastic sediment that was over 150 years old, microplastics, 7,000 feet deep in the ocean. We're talking about, with your solution, 100 meters down. So can you tell me, I mean, what's the advantage to going deeper in the ocean when monitoring and finding what the status is? And I mean, you were comparing to 10 meters, your competitors, but why 100 meters? Why not deeper? Can you just answer?
So basically, the problem with microplastics that right now we don't know where they end up, and yeah, and the models of science tell that they should get as deep as possible. So one research that was done in the Mediterranean found microplastics as deep as 1 kilometer. So talking about going deeper, so our system for now, as we see it, would depend on the length of the power cable and the pressure that its hull could withstand. But if the research goes in a way that we can make it autonomous, we could go at any depths, basically.
All right. Thanks for the pitch and a great presentation. Good solution. Yeah, as Rita told, microplastics is really a big issue. I know some Dutch marine researchers, they have been last year on the North Pole, and they found even microplastics on the shore of the North Pole. So I can really introduce them to you. They like probably test your solution. So my question also, how close are you to a kind of prototype? And secondly, you want to sell them for 200,000 euro, but I know research institutes always have issues with money. So do you also think about other business models, maybe as a service or licenses, or so both things?
Yes, so we thought about the business model, and the first steps would be to sell those apparatus to research institutions, and then move to the service, because at the start the team would be kind of small, and it would not be possible for us to service all the world around. Yeah, and at the second stage, we would start servicing the companies that would want to test their sewage systems. And talking about our prototype, we're basically we are at an idea stage, and this device type is quite new. That because we only found one recent paper, a scientific one, that were capable of doing such thing. So we are at a great start to push this further into the industry, thus making the science go forward in this place.
Thank you, Lucas. We have Greta. Okay,
one
Greta,
more
one last question.
Yeah, one more question, and then I'll let Lucas go. So, microplastics are definitely a huge problem, and they're almost everywhere around the world by now. And even a bigger problem is actually cleaning them. So how would you say you're facilitating the cleaning of microplastics as well as identification?
So we're not doing anything about the cleaning. We would just do the detection, but there are other companies like, for example, Ocean Polymers, which are going to clean the oceans, and they are searching for a method to detect them. So we might be a good partner to them. Yeah, but the cleaning of the oceans would be just yeah, we would raise the awareness of the public basically with our devices, showing, especially when we go to the last stage of our prototype, where we can map the pollution, so everyone could see the microplastic pollution in the world.
Thank you. It was nice to have you here, Lucas. And once again, we want to say a big thank you to all of our jury members. Your input is very much appreciated. And now, the jury is going off screen to discuss the winners. While they are going to be working hard, we are going to be partying hard in here, because Swedbank has prepared a gift for all of us.
Yes, in a minute we will have a live concert here performed by Future Cello. But first, let's watch the video from the first day of Futurepreneurs 2020. Let's squeeze some nostalgic tea first and then enjoy the music.
So enjoy and stay tuned for the awards. We will be back soon.
First thing that I liked about the program, I think it was very new and original in general, because I didn't hear anything about something similar before.
I like that there is seminars, there is a friendly mentors, everyone helps us to grow our idea.
The program gave some experience how to work on a business idea in a very systematic way.
I've learned that business is not some kind of scary thing, but something that you can learn and get good at.
I think the best thing about Futurepreneurs were the chance to work with the people who have a lot done in business.
The experience of the mentors, they had a very wide amount of knowledge they could share with us.
Probably I liked most people and the program, mentoring and meetings.
I would definitely recommend Futurepreneurs to my friends, especially for those who have a lot of passion for their idea.
For sure, for everybody who wants to start in a startup or they're thinking about their own idea or their own company, so I would really recommend that.
Fun startup experience, growing
people,
improvement, knowledge, ideas, teamwork,
motivation,
fulfillment.
And we are back. The musical part was amazing, wasn't it?
It was wonderful.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment we all have been waiting for, the awards. Teams have been competing for some great prizes. the top 3 teams will receive monetary prizes, as well as an additional prize from the Wolf Summit, Fast Track to the Great Pitch Contest.
And additionally, Catalyst Ventures has chosen the most sustainable idea and will award the team with 10 hours of their mentoring. And now I'm happy to invite on the stage CEO of Swedbank Lithuania, Julija Grigienė. She will announce top 3 teams.
Hello, everyone. First of all, it's a great honor for me to be here with you today, even though it's still quite hard to accommodate to this new normal environment and not see your faces. I think I am very proud of all of you, first of all, because even though the world faced so many different challenges, no matter that, you're still here, you made it, and I think it's appropriate for me to congratulate you all, because I think in my eyes you all are the winners already. Then I have been always impressed with this program myself, because it brings out one of the key topics that's in the world today, very important still, sustainability. Even though in today's environment there is a lot of notions that economics will have to, be restored and the economic welfare has to be reached and sustainability can wait, I'm personally really think, and I'm a very big fan of sustainability. And I think it has to be incorporated and embraced when rebuilding these uncertainties that we face in the economic world today. So I'm glad that you had this chance to touch this topic very thoroughly. And I think I would like to wish all of you to go out there, be the best entrepreneurs in the world, achieve best success and have sustainability in your minds and hearts. And now it is time to go to the jury selection and announce the 3rd winners, the 3 top teams. And the 3rd place goes to Gnostics. Congratulations. Okay. We have a very fast ceremony, so here comes the 2nd place. And the winner of the 2nd place is Act on Crisis. Congratulations. And now the final moment. With shaky hands. And the 1st place winner is Alertis. Big round of applause.
Thank you, Julija. Thank you for being with us today. And congratulations to all the teams.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So, congratulations to the top 3, but that's not all. We have an additional prize by Catalyst Ventures and Greta on screen. So, Greta, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, we see Greta. So, Greta, please tell us how you chose the winners and please announce the lucky team.
Sure. So, it was a real pleasure to be a part of this year's Futurepreneurs, as well as the last year's. Every year we see that Futurepreneurs is just becoming a better, more sophisticated program in terms of sustainability, and it shows. So congratulations to the team and to the teams that were participating. It was not an easy task, I have to say, and we definitely had a lot of discussions with the jury, but I'm very, very happy to say that our Catalyst Ventures prize for the 10 hours of mentorship is going to the team Alertis. So congratulations.
Congratulations, team Alertis. 2 prizes in 1 competition. That's very nice. So congratulations to all the teams and thank you, Greta. So, well, this is it. We have the winners of Futurepreneurs 2020.
Yes, congratulations to all the teams. And this is not all. We have special gifts, special prizes for all the participants of the program. Can Business Save the Earth? This is the very inspiring book which tries to find the recipe how to build more sustainable future with the help of businesses. And this is the ticket to the future. This is the ticket to the Mo Museum after the quarantine. As soon as it is opened, you can visit it. And this is the part of the Cultural Support Initiative, Cultural Support Program. And the same amount of tickets will be given as well to Lithuanian doctors. We hope so much that these special gifts will inspire you, Futurepreneurs, to continue your journey and never stop learning.
Thank you, Swedbank, for this amazing gift. And I'm sure with entrepreneurs like this, the future is going to be bright.
Thank you to all the teams, thank you to jury members, thank you to partners, and thank you so much to the online audience. It was so great to be with you today.
Thank you. It was our pleasure to be your host this morning. So see you in Futurepreneurs 2021. And in the meantime, let's create impact-driven business all year round. Goodbye.
Bye. Best of luck.